Tucked away in a peaceful fold of the Staffordshire countryside lie the atmospheric remains of Croxden Abbey, a place where silence once ruled, bells marked the passing of the day, and devotion shaped every stone you see around you. Today, Croxden Abbey feels remote and timeless, but in the Middle Ages, this was a thriving spiritual community, a working monastery whose influence stretched far beyond these quiet fields. As we explore the ruins, we'll uncover the story of its founding, the monks who lived here, and how this tranquil abbey met a dramatic end during one of the most turbulent periods in English history. Croxden Abbey was founded in 1176 by Bertram de Verdun, a powerful Norman lord with estates across England and Ireland. He gifted land here to the Cistercian Order, a reform movement that had broken away from older Benedictine traditions. The Cistercians believed monastic life had become too wealthy, too comfortable. Their answer was simplicity, discipline, and hard labor. They chose isolated valleys like this one on purpose, places far from towns, where monks could live, work, and pray without distraction. If you listen closely, even now, you can sense why this site was chosen. Sheltered, fertile, and crossed by streams, it was perfect for farming. And farming was central to Cistercian life. At its height, Croxden Abbey housed around 30 to 40 monks, supported by lay brothers who worked the land. Their lives followed a strict daily rhythm, guided by the ringing of bells. They rose long before dawn for prayers, gathered repeatedly in the church throughout the day, and spent the hours between tending crops, sheep, and fish ponds. Cistercians were pioneers of efficient agriculture, and Croxden quickly became prosperous. But don't mistake prosperity for luxury. These monks lived austerely. Their clothing was plain, their diet simple, and their buildings deliberately unadorned. That simplicity is reflected in the ruins you see today. Before us lie the remains of the Abbey Church, once the spiritual heart of Croxden. It would have dominated the complex, long, tall, and filled with filtered light. Unlike later medieval churches bursting with decoration, this one was restrained and purposeful. Cistercians discouraged elaborate carvings or stained glass, believing beauty should come from proportion, light, and harmony rather than ornament. Imagine the monks standing in rows here, chanting psalms that echoed off stone walls, their voices rising into the timber roof above. The church was not just a building, it was the center of their world. Adjacent to the church are the remains of the cloister, a square courtyard surrounded by covered walkways. This was the monastery's crossroads, the place where daily life unfolded. Monks walked here in silence, reading, praying, or moving between buildings. At its center would once have been grass or herbs, a small enclosed garden symbolizing paradise. From the cloister, the monks accessed nearly every important space in the abbey, a self-contained world designed to minimize distraction and maximize devotion. One of the most important surviving spaces here is the chapter house. This is where monks gathered every morning to hear a chapter of the Rule of St. Benedict read aloud, hence the name. It was also the place where discipline was enforced, confessions were made publicly, disputes were settled, decisions affecting the abbey were debated. If a monk broke the rules, this was where punishment was handed down, sometimes as simple as extra prayers, sometimes harsher. Standing here today, it's easy to imagine the seriousness of these daily meetings, the weight of responsibility carried by the abbot who led them. Nearby lie the remains of the refectory, where the monks ate together in silence. Meals were simple: bread, vegetables, fish, and ale. Meat was rarely eaten. As they dined, one monk would stand and read aloud from scripture or religious texts, ensuring even meals were spiritually productive. The layout of the refectory reflects Cistercian practicality: long tables, efficient space, and easy access from kitchens that once bustled just beyond these walls. Croxden Abbey wasn't just a place of prayer, it was a major economic hub. The monks managed large sheep flocks, produced wool, farmed crops, and controlled water systems that powered mills. Their influence extended across Staffordshire and beyond, and for centuries, the abbey was deeply embedded in local life, employing workers, trading goods, and providing charity. But prosperity would eventually bring attention and danger. In the 1530s, England changed forever. King Henry VIII, having broken from the Catholic Church, ordered the dissolution of the monasteries, a systematic closure of religious houses across the country. In 1538, Croxden Abbey fell victim to this sweeping reform. The monks were expelled, the abbey's wealth seized, and its buildings stripped for materials. Stone was reused, roofs collapsed. What had taken centuries to build was dismantled in a matter of years. For the monks, it was not just the loss of a home, it was the end of a way of life. After the dissolution, Croxden Abbey slowly slipped into decay. Unlike some monasteries converted into grand homes, Croxden was largely abandoned, leaving nature to reclaim it. And perhaps that's why the site feels so evocative today. The absence of later alterations allows us to see the abbey much as it was left. A medieval shell, open to sky and seasons, echoing with memory rather than voices. As we walk among these ruins, it's worth pausing to reflect on the lives shaped here. Generations of monks lived and died within these walls, committed to a rhythm of prayer that rarely changed for over 350 years. Croxden Abbey may now be silent, but it still speaks of faith, discipline, upheaval, and endurance. In the soft Staffordshire light, with birdsong replacing bells, the Abbey reminds us that history doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers. Thank you for joining me on this journey through Croxden Abbey. If you've enjoyed exploring this peaceful and often overlooked medieval site, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, it's free, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next journey through history.